Imagine this. You are the goal judge of a hockey game, and unbeknownst to you, your best friend is playing on one of the teams. You had a great time. It was fun, exciting, until all of a sudden, your best friend goes on a breakaway. He digs, he shoots, he scores, he cheers, and then tweet, did he really? Because the goalie lifts up his glove and shows that the puck did not cross the line. Now your friend was so adamant that it scored, and the goalie says, "No way they scored. I stopped it. It's right here," and all kind of stuff. All the video replays show that unknown. The refs don't know. Nobody else knows. There's all this comeback, but you are the goal judge, and you are the person that has to say whether it went in or not. So what do you say? Hi. Welcome to another episode of Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Unlocking the Mind, we talk about another cognitive bias. And the reason why I have this show is so that we can better understand how our minds work, make better decisions, build strong relationships, and of course, avoid certain cognitive traps. So for today's cognitive bias, we're going to be talking about the self-serving bias. So what exactly is that? That is the belief that individuals tend to ascribe success to their own abilities and efforts, but ascribe failure to external forces. We also tend to like to find things that are self-serving. We also tend to go and find things to support our beliefs because we actually feel better when other people are supporting what we think and what we feel. We also find things that are more interesting to us if it's self-serving and gives us some benefits. So going back to the beginning when I talked about that goal judge scenario, do you think it's in? If nobody else knows and you were down to the person to say whether it went in or not, did it go in? On one side, you go, I don't know, but I have to decide, well, the person who shot the puck is my best friend. I'll feel very, very good if their team won. And most likely not, you probably would lean towards him because it's self-serving, because you want to feel good, because you want to make your friend feel good as well. You might have consequences from your friend if you say it didn't go in, and every time you see him, he might be upset at you, he might bring it up and have bad blood and all kinds of stuff. So to be self-serving, you just go, I think it went in, even though you have no 100% proof. And that is the self-serving bias. We tend to find things that support our beliefs. We tend to find things that support our feelings. And we tend to find things and gravitate to things and make decisions, even if we have all the best intentions that will make us feel better. And there's this very, very hazy ethical line that we might be jumping into. So we have to be very, very careful as to how we're making that judgment, how we're making that decision. Are we being open-minded enough? Are we asking the right questions? Are we 100% sure as to what our decision is going to have, what is going to have the outcome of? So when it comes to self-serving bias, we just have to be very, very careful. Imagine this. You were preparing for the debate. You wanted to make sure that you knew everything from both sides and you didn't want to have anything that's biased or anything like that. However, you have this one feeling or one belief on one certain side. So when you're doing all your research, you tend to see all the research that supports that side and go, I agree with that. I think that's good. This is good arguments. These are good discussions and all kinds of stuff. But every time you find an article or something that does not support what you feel, you start going, well, they're not credible. They're probably not very smart. It's probably all wrong. And you disregard it and you don't pay that much attention to it. That's self-serving because you want to find something that supports your belief. That's why when we look at stuff, our pleasure centers actually light up when it supports our thoughts and our beliefs. That's why when we're watching the news, we might pick certain channels because it supports one side more so than the other side. And then when we're watching so much of that stuff, it's self-serving. Another thing is this, when it comes to stuff that we do that's successful and stuff that we do that's not successful, we tend to ascribe it to certain things that's self-serving. So for instance, this, let's say if you were late, would you ever tell your boss you're late because you slept in? Probably not. You probably said that, I couldn't help it. The alarm didn't go off, or the traffic was bad. I didn't expect that, or the alarm was broken or something. My dog came and messed everything up. You kind of blame everything on external forces when it's stuff that did not go according to plan. But when you are actually successful in something and you get great recognition, you go, oh yeah, I put lots of effort into it. And the reason why I did so well in that performance is I practiced. I worked hard. I made sure that I knew my audience. I made sure I did my research. I made sure that I did everything perfectly. I. again, it's very, very self-serving. So we have to be very, very careful as to how we're portraying ourselves, how are we making decisions, how are we making judgments, and then also, are we asking the right questions? To go against the self-serving bias, ask for second opinions. Ask for what other people think about. Ask for the fact that, hey, what do you think? Can I bounce on ideas off of you? So that you can balance some of those thought processes so that it's not 100% self-serving, and that you're sure that you're not making the wrong decision, and you're sure that it's not an ethical issue. So going back to the goal judge scenario, if you truly didn't know, probably the best thing is to call all off and go, let's do a redo. Get back the time on the clock. You might not be able to get the best comments from your best friend there, but it's probably the right way to go because it's no longer self-serving and it's probably the fairest compared to the other option. So that is the self-serving bias. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Unlocking the Mind. And if you did, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on Unlocking the Mind. And of course, we have a lot of other shows, the Peak Potential Success Show, the Make More Mind Bites, and of course, the Master Mind Bites that's up every single week. Thank you very much for your likes, your time, your subscriptions, and your comments. I can't wait to see those comments. I love seeing those. Until next time, today is the day to lock your peak potential. I'll see you later.